Taoiseach, since last Sunday there has been a coordinated strategy by government which has served to undermine the office of the Garda Ombudsman. On Monday, the Taoiseach took to the media and demanded that GSOC, the Garda Ombudsman, should level with the Minister for Justice. He further chose to repeatedly misquote and misinform the public in relation to Section 80 of the Garda Síochána Act 2005. Now, all of this had the effect of placing huge public pressure on the Garda Ombudsman, who was then publicly forced into a position where he had to express his regret both to the Minister and publicly on national television. And I think that this was very, very damaging to the independent office of the Garda Ombudsman. You wouldn't expect it to be asked of the office of the DPP, you wouldn't expect it to be asked of the office of any other ombudsman or indeed a judge who were independently appointed by the President of Ireland. Taoiseach, then we had on Tuesday evening, we had Dáil statements here in this chamber in relation to the whole issue. And we had the meeting yesterday of the Petitions Committee. And during the statements yesterday, on Tuesday evening, Minister Shatter said, and I quote, that there was no definitive evidence of unauthorised technical or electronic surveillance found. He further went on to say, it is unfortunate that Garda Síochána have found themselves to be subject of what appears to be completely baseless innuendo. And he went on to say as well, I have no information that has been furnished to me by GSOC suggesting that Garda Síochána was involved in any way in what may give rise to concerns which arose in relation to GSOC security. Now, at the committee yesterday, Simon O'Brien, the chairman of the Garda Ombudsman Commission, told us in his opening statement that on the 8th of October they invoked Section 102(4) of the Garda Síochána Act 2005 and commenced a public interest investigation. Basically, that the Acting Director of Investigations was of the opinion that the threshold of a threat was met and they commenced an investigation into Garda Síochána. I pointedly asked the Commissioner yesterday, had he informed Minister Shatter when he briefed him of that fact. He told me that he had. Minister Shatter didn't make us aware of that in the Dáil statements on Tuesday, and there's a big divergence there in relation to that. The questions that I want to ask you, Taoiseach, are as follows. Do you believe that the Taoiseach was correct in demanding publicly that the Ombudsman should level with the Minister? Do you believe that GSOC were right to apologise to the Minister? Do you think that GSOC, the independence of GSOC, has been damaged as a result and as a consequence of that? Do you believe that Minister Shatter withheld the information that he received in the briefing from Simon O'Brien from the Dáil on Tuesday evening? And can you tell us why are the government not running with our call and the other opposition parties' calls for an independent inquiry into this whole matter?
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to welcome the fact that the chairperson of the Garda Ombudsman Commission was before the Committee on Public Service Oversight to answer questions yesterday. And I also welcome the fact that the committee intends to continue to have this issue examined. I understand that the committee is inviting the Minister for Justice to attend the committee, and he will, of course, be very happy to do so. I want to reject absolutely Deputy Collins' suggestion that there is some kind of a coordinated strategy by government to undermine, or whatever phrase you used, the Garda Ombudsman Commission. The government entirely respects and values the independence of the Garda Ombudsman's Commission. The Garda Ombudsman Commission was set up, indeed after many years of a body like this being called for, to look independently at any questions of misconduct on the part of some Gardaí. I believe it does a very good job. I believe it acts independently, and I believe that every member of this House, from whatever side, should and does respect the independence of the Garda Ombudsman's Commission. I think it is something that needs to be underpinned and affirmed in the public controversy which is now taking place. In respect of the specific questions you asked, Deputy Collins, you asked about the question of should the Garda Ombudsman's Commission have reported the issue to the Minister for Justice. The Garda Ombudsman's Commission itself accepts that it should have done so. Do I think that the independence of the Garda Ombudsman's Commission has been damaged? No, I don't. I think, if anything, I think that what we have seen over the past couple of days, I think, is the Garda Ombudsman's Commission asserting its independence. And I think that that is a good thing. And I support the Garda Ombudsman's Commission in the independence that it asserts. No, I don't accept that Minister Shatter withheld information from the Dáil. The information that he gave the Dáil was based on the briefing that he was given by the Garda Ombudsman's Commission, and I understand he's been asked to appear before the Dáil Committee on Public Service Oversight, and he is willing to attend that committee and answer whatever questions they put to him.
Deputy Collins.
You see, Taoiseach, it's difficult to figure out really what the Labour Party stand for, because you're continuing the narrative here this afternoon, which was being peddled all week by the government. Nothing to see here, lads, move along, nothing to concern yourselves with. I asked you directly, are you not concerned that the Taoiseach is publicly demanding of an independent office that they level with a minister? Are you not concerned at the image of an independent ombudsman being brought into a department and being forced to express his regret by way of an apology? Would you expect it of the DPP? Would you expect it of any other independent office? Do you not think that their independence needs to be respected? And the fact that I asked the Ombudsman yesterday, had he specifically informed the Minister for Justice that they had opened an investigation and an inquiry into An Garda Síochána, and he confirmed to me that he had, by way of the briefing on Monday. And for the Minister then to come in here on Tuesday and to completely spin it in the opposite direction, that there was nothing at all, when in fact the evidence at the committee yesterday was completely to the contrary of what the Minister said. I think it's an absolute disgrace that Minister Shatter came in here and misinformed the Dáil as to the content of the information that he had available. And you were happy to come in here again this morning just to, repeat it and keep parroting it out. Now, I want to ask you, as leader of the Labour Party in Taoiseach, what do you stand for? Do you stand for promoting and upholding the independence of the office of the Ombudsman? Because there's knock-on consequences.
Thank you.
I mean, the DPP, as I say, doesn't get hauled in and asked to explain why a prosecution wasn't taken in some of the vilest of rape cases or real serious grievous crimes that we see reported. It's just simply not good enough. And you haven't answered the question either, Taoiseach, in relation to my party's call for an independent panel of experts headed by somebody in the capacity of a High Court judge to look into this. It's very, very serious. And I'll tell you why it's serious. Because I'm just finishing on this. It's serious because An Garda Síochána and the Ombudsman's Office are two pillars of our justice system, and it goes to the heart of democracy. And all we're getting from yourself, and we've had it all the time since Sunday from the Taoiseach, from the Minister for Justice, is there's nothing to see here, lads, move along. But we got a different version from the body at the centre of it yesterday at the Petitions and Public Oversight Committee. So it is serious. It is serious. We got exactly the opposite. We got exactly the opposite to what...
David, would you please...
It's not good enough. It's just simply not good enough.
Yeah,
now, what do you stand for at the end of the day? If you don't stand for the independence...
Thank you. You have no further questions.
...supporting these people appointed by the government, well then there is a raid by the President on the nomination of government. Well then there's a real problem at the heart of government because you're interfering in the independence by your strategy, which you have been for.
Deputy Collins, I'll tell you what I stand for. I stand, first of all, for the public confidence in the Garda Síochána, who do a very good job for the people of this country. That's number one. Number two, I stand for an independent Garda Ombudsman's Commission to examine allegations of any misconduct on the part of the Gardaí, and I think it's important that there is public confidence in them. What I do not stand for is the kind of claptrap that you've just come out with. Where you are now seeking to politicise what you rightly say. Here's an opportunity. Here is an opportunity. Here is an opportunity to have a go. Here is an opportunity to have a go at the Minister for Justice and at the government. That is just bad politics, Deputy Collins. Now, what we need to get back to here is very simple. First of all, public confidence in the Garda Síochána. I think that is very important. We have an independent Ombudsman's Commission. I think it's important that we all respect the independence of the public. That is simply untrue. The government respects entirely the Garda Ombudsman, the independence of the Garda Ombudsman's Commission, and it is important that that is underpinned and reinforced. And as for the issue of whether or not the Garda Ombudsman's Commission should have reported to the Minister for Justice about the issues on which they conducted the investigation, the Garda Ombudsman's Commission itself acknowledges that it should have reported that issue to the Minister for Justice before he read about it in a Sunday newspaper on Sunday.